Hello children. Today we will study the last section of the story, January Night. Till now we studied that Halku is a tenant farmer and who's being exploited by the landlord, and how he has to unwillingly, due to the circumstances, guard or protect the field in the cold January night. You can keep your books and pencils ready. Section 4 given on page 30. The leaves were all burned up. Darkness covered the orchard again. Under the ashes a few embers smoldered, and when a gust of wind blew over them, they stirred up briefly, then flickered out again. Halku sat by the warm ashes, humming a tune. The fire had warmed him through, but as the coal began to spread, he felt drowsy. Please underline the words. Embers. Embers is glowing coal, or the red color live coal that we see. Smoldered, burned slowly with smoke but without any flame. Gust of wind, it's the increase in the speed of wind. Briefly means for a moment. Flickering is wavering. Humming is make a low or soft sound. So in the previous scene we had seen that Halku had gathered a heap of dry leaves, and dry leaves, as we all know, they burn within no time. So all the leaves had burnt up, and again it was pitch dark in the orchard or the fruit garden, that was mango grove, and under the ashes few embers or coal was still smoldering, and when a gust of wind blew over them, they stirred up for a moment and again they flickered out. And Halku, here we see that by this time Halku is warm enough and he is in a very happy state of mind, and he starts humming a tune. So it happens with all the human beings. When one is in a happy state of mind, either we sing a song or we hum a tune. The fire warmed him up through, but as the coal began to spread, he felt drowsy. Now he was warm enough, but as the coal began to spread, he started feeling sleepy. He started feeling drowsy. Jabra gave a loud bark and ran towards the field. So that moment when Halku was feeling drowsy, what happened? All of a sudden Jabra started barking loudly and he started running towards the field. So Halku realized that this meant a pack. Pack is group. Pack of wild animals had probably broken into the field. Broken into, underline this phrase and write entered. So that moment Halku realized that a group of wild animals have entered the field. They might be bluebuck. They must be grazing. He began to hear the sound of nibbling, and that moment he guessed that I'm sure it might be bluebuck. Bluebuck, or you can say blue antelope. The Hindi word for bluebuck is nilgai. And he began to hear the sound of nibbling. He thought, no. With Jabra around, no animal can get into the field. He'd rip it to shreds. I must have been mistaken. Now there's no sound at all. You can underline the idiom, rip it to shreds. It means cause great damage. So Halku thought to himself that no, it's not possible. With Jabra around, no animal would dare to get into the field. I must have been mistaken, or I must have been dreaming, and now see, there's no sound at all. He shouted, Jabra, Jabra. Jabra went on barking and did not come to him. And Jabra was least bothered. Though Halku went on calling Jabra, Jabra, he was least bothered. He did not pay any heed to Halku's calling, and he continued to bark without stopping. Then again there was a sound of munching and crunching in the field. He could not have been mistaken this time. So for the second time when he heard the munching and crunching noise in the field, he knew that this time he's not mistaken. It really hurt to think of getting up from where he was. Remember girls, he was warm enough now and he was very comfortable, the place where he was sitting. So he did not want to get up. It was so comfortable there. It seemed intolerable. Intolerable means unable to bear. To go to the field in this cold and chase away animals. He didn't stir, he didn't move. He shouted, Hillo, hillo, hillo. So from the place where he was sitting, from there only he started shouting, Hillo, hillo, hillo. as if the animals will run away. Jabra started barking again. There were animals eating his field just when the crop was ready. So here you see, girls, the wild animals, they had broken into his field and they were grazing, they were eating away the crop that was ready. And all these days Halku had been slogging, he had been working hard and he had been waiting for this crop to get ready, and now these cursed animals, these wild animals, they were destroying it. So how he might have felt? So what he did, with a firm resolve, he got up and took a few steps. Resolve means determination. So with firm determination, he got up and he just took a few steps. But suddenly, a gust of wind pierced him with a sting like a scorpion's, such that he went back and sat again by the extinguished fire and stirred up the ashes to warm his chilled body. So for a moment, okay, with a firm determination, he got up as if that he's going to chase away all the animals. But the very next moment, what happens? A gust of wind, it pierced him just like that of like a sting of a scorpion. Okay, it was very cold wind. It pierced his body, and what he did, he went back and sat by the extinguished or reduced fire, and he stirs up the ashes to warm his chilled or his cold body. Halku went on sitting peacefully near the warm ashes. His drowsiness held him motionless as though with ropes. Wrapped in a shawl, he fell asleep on the warm ground near the ashes. You can underline the word drowsiness. It means feeling of being sleepy. So children, here we see, here you can very well understand the situation of Halku. See, firstly, he did not have any warm clothes except a worn out shawl to shield him from the cold. And secondly, we see that he did not have any footwear to protect his feet that had already gone numb due to cold. So when he gets a little warmth near the ashes, what happens? He falls asleep on the warm ground. Okay, he falls asleep near the warm ashes, and he did not want it to move. He did not want it to stir from that place. When he woke up in the morning, the sun was high, and Munni was saying, "Do you think you are going to sleep all day? You came out here and had a fine time while the whole field was being flattened." So here we see now, Halku, he did not realize, he did not come to know when he fell asleep. And when did he get up in the morning? See, here it's written clearly. When did he wake up in the morning? When the sun was high. And Munni was saying, she was in fact not saying, she was yelling. She was shouting at Halku. And what was she saying? "Do you think you're going to sleep all day? You came out here and had a fine time while the whole field was being flattened or eaten away or grazed by these wild animals." Halku got up and said, "Then you have just come from the field." So Halku very casually, he gets up and he tells his wife, "That means you have already seen the situation, the condition of the field." "Yes, the whole field's ruined." Ruined means destroyed. "And you could sleep like that. Why did you bother to put up the shelter anyway?" So the wife is very angry and she's shouting at her husband saying that, "Why did you bother to put up the shelter anyway? And you know the whole field has been destroyed. It is eaten away by the wild animals." Halku sought an excuse. So poor Halku, he was caught up and he did not know what to say. "I nearly died and just managed to get through the night. And you worry about your crop." So he's saying that, "I nearly died and you're bothered about your crop." Then the two of them, two here refers to Halku and his wife Munni. The two of them walked to the edge of the land. He looked. The whole field had been trampled or crushed. It was ruined. Munni's face was shadowed with grief, but Halku was content. So Munni's face was shadowed or it was filled with grief, but Halku was content. Halku was satisfied. Munni said, "Now you'll have to hire yourself out to earn some money to pay off the rent and taxes." So with a very heavy heart, Munni, she tells her husband Halku that now you will have to work as a hired laborer so that we may pay off the rent and the taxes. With a contented smile, Halku said, "But I won't have to sleep nights out here in the cold." So Halku, he did not resent at all. And we see that on the contrary, he was content, he was satisfied that no more he would have to sleep nights out in the cold. And daytime, he would be working as a hired laborer, and at least nighttime, he can sleep in the comfort of his house. So that is why he had this contented smile on his face, this satisfied smile on his face. So with this, we complete this chapter, girls. See, question and answers will be given to you all, and make sure that you copy all the question answers in your copy. Good day.